Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another big, exciting day in the kitchen at Joe Borio. Guys, we're gonna have some fun today here on Cooking Italian with Joe. I'm gonna bring you a recipe, and it's so much fun. I have it every summer in Puglia, at least once, and I go to either the Pizzicato or a cafe, and you order an iced coffee. And when I talk about an iced coffee, what I'm talking about isn't just coffee on ice. I mean, this thing is mixed up with some delicious ingredients to bring you something that really is a dessert, and it can be had all year long. Now, traditionally, the name of this dessert is Il Caffè del Nonno, which is coffee of grandpa. You know what I'm saying? And what do grandpas like? What does your grandfather like? They like coffee, they like dessert, they like sugar, typically like cream. You know, I know my dad does. So listen, so that's what this baby's got. It is awesome, it's delicious. And I'll throw in a couple of little tips or ingredients to make it fun for the kids, because kids are gonna like to make this too, okay? So let's get into ingredients, let's have some fun. So first, foremost, center stage, we're gonna get some coffee. So what I did here, and it took me moments, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, it took me moments, because I got a Jura coffee maker over here. So essentially I just hit a button and it grinds it fresh and it's great. So that's always the best way to go. So I've got 1/3 of a cup of espresso, 1/3 of a cup of espresso. So essentially I've got a dopo, a double shot of espresso with just a little bit of water. A regular coffee will work. You definitely want it, with some punch. You want it with something a little bit more concentrated. Oh, I love the aroma of coffee. That is good, especially espresso. That's tough to say, by the way, okay? So we're gonna chill that. We want it nice and cold in the freezer for a good half hour to an hour before we add it to our cream here, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, next ingredient is gonna be our cream. So here what I've got, and I overfilled my cup here on purpose, but you want about 1.25 cups of cream. So 1 cup plus 1/4. And I'll tell you, you want that heavy whipping cream. You want a lot of that butter fat. You want a lot of extra fat inside that cream. And that's what's going to give you that deliciousness, that silky smooth. It's going to make a nice, almost like a custard when you whip it up, because the fat is going to give you the flavor and it's going to give you that texture that you want when you make a whipped cream, okay? Next, we're gonna need, what do we want? We want dolce, which is gonna be a sweet. We want zucchero, right? So we want sugar. So here I've got a heaping tablespoon of sugar. Nona never measured it, you know what I'm saying? But essentially, you're gonna have about 3.5 to maybe 4.5 teaspoons. I always do a heaping tablespoon of granulated sugar. Now we're gonna go with vanilla, and I want 1/4 teaspoon. I want just a little dab, just a note, just a couple of tones of vanilla in that whipped cream, and it pairs so beautiful with coffee. Now we're gonna wanna top this off with something. So a lot of times you can drizzle it with certain things, or you can shave a few things. I like shaved chocolate. So I've got a really good, high quality, lot of cocoa fat, a little bit of sugar, semi-sweet chocolate. Now you guys can use anything you want. You can use a Nutella over the top, you can use a caramel over the top. You can really use anything. You put nuts over the top, but today we're gonna use the shaved chocolate. Why? Because I like shaved chocolate and I'm making it. So I'm gonna make it for the way I wanna make it, all right? And then for decoration, I always like to throw a couple of coffee beans, a couple of espresso beans on the top. It's just aesthetically, it's perfect, but I also like to get that sugar in my mouth with the cream and give it a good hard crunch. Boy, I'll tell you, it's good. Last but not least is olive oil. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying olive oil and Caffè del Nonno? You're absolutely right. There is no olive oil in this recipe. But if you were to add olive oil, you would want something grassy, earthy, peppery. You'd want it from Italy, Italian olives. You want it fresh pressed. You want extra virgin. Where would I go? I'd probably go to Puglia. Best olive oil in the world is Puglia. I'm thinking Vito and Joe's olive oil. You're absolutely right. You nailed it. Anyone new to our channel, we own a farm in Italy. It's in Puglia, Italy. I own a company, and I named it after my two boys, Vito and Joe. And we make some of the world's greatest olive oil. You can hit the link above or below, or you can go to my Facebook page, Cooking Italian with Joe, or our cooking page with all of our recipes, Cooking Italian with Joe, and just click buy it now. You grab yourself a bottle. We got a discount for multiple bottles. We'll drop ship it. It comes right to your front doorstep, guys. I always think of it as taking a trip to Italy right in that bottle. Simple and fun, guys. I'm gonna grab a bowl. I'm gonna put all my heavy cream right in the bowl. And now before I add anything, I wanna take a whip and I wanna start whipping my heavy cream in order to get a thick, almost like a custard consistency. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, geez, wouldn't it be faster to do an electric mixer, an electric blender? And you know what? You're right, it would be faster. But one of the things I always want to share with you guys, when it's available, the goal here is not to get everything over with as fast as possible. I know sometimes we live such a busy life and we're like, wow, I just want to get everything over with as fast as possible. But if you're spending some time with your kids, you know, have them take turns whipping, tell them some stories, have some fun, listen to some great music. Today, in case you were wondering, I'm playing Jerry Vale. Any of you guys know what I'm talking about out there? Italian album. Oh, I love playing that while I'm in Italy, out walking the ground. It's just so fantastic. Now guys, the consistency's almost there. It's almost a custard. So quick tip, only then do you want to add your sugar and your vanilla, because if you add it too soon, it'll slow down the ability to whip. And number one, there's a red button right there, and there's a bell, notification bell. When you click those, one, you subscribe to the channel. Two, anytime I got a new recipe, a new trip, anything I got going on with Blogging with Boreal, it'll come right to your notification box. And like I tell everybody, it means the world to me to have you subscribe to our channel. It really does. And hey, makes you part of the Cooking Italian with Joe family. You know what I'm saying? Next tip, guys, grab yourself some olive oil. Click the link. If you haven't already, probably already did, but if you haven't already, take a trip to Italy with me, right in a bottle, okay? All right, so let's add our ingredients here. Guys, do you see the consistency right there? Now I'm gonna put that sugar in, and last I'm gonna put the vanilla in. Now guys, I'm gonna go right back into whipping, and I wanna get it nice and thick. Once we get it to those stiff peaks, I'm gonna go ahead and add my coffee. Now I just pulled this out of the freezer, and just pour your coffee right in there, nice and cold. Now nice and slowly, just give it a nice mix. And then now we're gonna go ahead and just keep on whipping it. We're gonna get it just a little bit thicker. Guys, it's just been about 2 more minutes, and there you go. Now I'm gonna throw this in the freezer, put a cover over it, and put it in the freezer about an hour tops, just an hour. And that's really gonna make it somewhat firm. It's gonna be what they call in Italiano a semi-freddo, a semi-frigid, like a soft gelato is what we're looking for. Are you ready for this, guys? So it's been about an hour. Look at that. See how perfect that is? So best thing to do here is get a nice clear glass, whatever you want to drink it in. You can do one with a handle, whatever you want. A lot of times you can do like an almond liqueur, which is great. You can kick it up with some brandy. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So an after dinner coffee, drink, dessert, which you can have any time of the year. Frangelico, which is fantastic. So you can give yourself like kind of a nocio, like a hazelnut, delicious liqueur. And a lot of times what you'll do is you'll pour it in there and kind of get it around the glass and then pour this in there. That's great. A nice trick and flavor you can do with the kids is you add some Nutella. So you can put some Nutella in, kind of get it around the bottom, put the frozen coffee in it, and then drizzle some Nutella on the top. Oh, it's absolutely delicious. Now granted, sugar, caffeine, Nutella, kids, I mean, I would do that in the morning. You know what I mean? Don't do that at the end of the day. Do not do this with kids at the end of the day. I'm just saying, okay? All right, so I'm gonna take my glass and I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up here with my semi-freddo. So go around the outside first. Guys, now I wanna hit some shaved chocolate right on the top. How great does that look? Now I'm gonna take a couple of my little espresso beans. I'm gonna put those right on top. How delicious does that look, right? Immediately, guys, you get the aroma of the chocolate, which I love, and then you can get that coffee right in the background, and then you've got that coffee bean, that espresso bean. Okay, guys, here we go. Here's our best bite. So I'm going to get that coffee, the chocolate, and the bean right on there. Are you ready? Open up. Here you go. Smell-o-vision, taste-o-vision. I'm working on that right now. All right, here we go. Okay, got that perfect bite. I love the crunch of the bean. It's awesome. So immediately you get a little bit of the chocolate. I love it because it's not overpowering. And then immediately you get the coffee. And what I love about it, it's almost like a mousse, like a chocolate mousse. You get that silky, delicious texture, flavor of the cream, the creme, and the coffee. Oh, it's just so good. And then the chocolate's coming in the background. I love that bite I just had right there. You get that frozen semi-freddo in the background. It's perfect, but it's not all like ice cream. It's not all eating it, you got a little bit of cream, a little bit of mixture of textures. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Cooking Italian with Joe Kitchen today. A lot of fun, great recipe. Yes, I'm gonna finish the rest of that. Couple other things really important. Remember to hit that big red square button right there. I think it's a rectangle actually. And that's the subscribe button, and then the notification bell. Make you part of the Cooking Italian with Joe family. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and make sure you hit the link above or below. Grab yourself a bottle of Vito and Joe's extra virgin Italian olive oil. Certainly a trip to Italy right in a bottle. And guys, my most important tip always, spend some time with your family every week, a couple of times a month. Get around the table, make some recipes. Hopefully these videos inspire you to spend a little time, burn a few things, who cares? You know what the most important part of these videos are, guys? It's not even the recipes. It's learning to celebrate your heritage and set some traditions of love that you could spend with your family for a lifetime. Hey, I know they did for me. Guys, from my kitchen to yours, until next week, mwah, buon appetito.